Viewers, thank you for joining us. Russia early today morning invaded the Ukraine. President Vladimir Putin, in a televised address to state media, said that he was authorizing a military operation that is tantamount to an invasion, and there are 5 fronts on which war has now broken out. We are going to take you through all the 5 fronts, so to give you a picture of exactly where fighting is ongoing in Ukraine. Let's start off with the first front. The first front is on the northeast of Ukraine. These 2 cities here, Kharkiv and Sumy, you can see how close they are to Russian territory. It is Russia with which it shares its border, and this is around where 150,000 Russian troops have been stationed for many weeks now. This is what initially prompted the threat of invasion, and invasion has finally happened. Today morning, very early, in Kharkiv, there was missiles and bombs that were fired by the Russian military, and they landed here, and that has prompted a full-scale evacuation of Kharkiv. There is a convoy of vehicles that is currently moving anywhere apart from Kharkiv, away from there, because very, very close to the border with Russia. And what has happened since then is, because artillery generally serves as a preface for a ground invasion, since then the Russian military has invaded and it has entered into Ukrainian territory, and there are reports and videos allegedly of Russian troops in the city of Kharkiv. Kharkiv is the second largest city in Ukraine. Now, the second front where war is taking place is the Donbass region. So the Donbass region is something we know very well by now. There are 2 purportedly independent countries, Donetsk People's Republic and the Luhansk People's Republic. In Luhansk, there is apparently fighting going on by the pro-Russian separatist forces who are trying to enlarge the scope of their nation, and they are fighting with the Ukrainians, expanding their territory westwards. You'll remember the reason that Vladimir Putin gave for the military action was to demilitarize this zone. So here is a place where definitely fighting is going on. So this is the second front. What is the third front? The third front is Crimea. Crimea in 2014 was taken over by Russia. Russia seized it and annexed it, and has since held sway and control of the strategically important Crimean Peninsula. Russian tanks have now been seen spotted heading northwards into Ukraine from Crimea. There is a large convoy of Russian tanks that is allegedly moved northwards into Ukraine, the main landmass from Crimea. Right next to there, remember, this is the Black Sea. South of Ukraine is the Black Sea, and Odessa is a major Ukrainian port on the Black Sea. And there were initial reports that Russian paratroopers have invaded Odessa, and now also there appeared to be some amount of Russian naval deployment there, and fighting has broken out in Odessa. This is a key strategic outpost of Ukraine. Taking Odessa would cut Ukraine off from the sea. That is essentially what Russia is striving to do. And finally, the 5th frontier. Kyiv is the capital city of Russia. Between Kyiv and Kharkiv, there is a mountain range as well as a riverine formation. And so it is not possible easily to head in from Russia in the northeast into Kyiv. However, Belarus borders Kyiv from the north, and Belarus is a strong ally of Russia. Up until last week, the 2 were holding joint military exercises, and now there are reports. The Ukrainian government says that Belarusian troops have joined Russia in their invasion of Ukraine. Belarus has since denied it, but Ukraine says that it has happened. Belarus is also playing a part in this invasion. So these are the 5 fronts on which Russian invasion is taking place. The first front from the northeastern side in Kharkiv, the second front in the Donbass region, particularly at Luhansk, the third front from Russian-controlled Crimea northwards into Ukrainian mainland, the fourth front along the sea at the port city of Odessa, blocking off Ukraine from the Black Sea, and fifth of all, around Kyiv from Belarus north-southwards. This is where the fighting predominantly is taking place, but it is an evolving situation. We have seen the different kinds of weapons used. In Kyiv, for instance, Russia has fired bombs that block off all electronic and communication services. It was also targeted in Kharkiv, a military airport. The main Kyiv airport is also no longer operable. That's why out of the 3 flights that so far have attempted to ferry Indians stranded in Ukraine back to India, 2 of them over the last 2 days have returned. One Indian flight that took off from New Delhi earlier today was forced to return without ever reaching Ukraine because there is a no-fly zone all across the region. So this is where things stand at the moment. Stay tuned on Republic as we take you through every development on this war from on the ground as well, and we'll be giving you the strategic importance of everything that Russia does with regards to Ukraine.